Okay, I'm going to discuss next the proposals for installation of the playground equipment. John Burke had been accumulating this information for us and unfortunately is not here, but he did send the two remaining quotes. He received one quote before the work session, and Marcia made some additional copies of it from Park Constructors Corporation. And then we have two other quotes that were emailed to us this morning, one from P. Corsetti Incorporated Contracting and one from Whirl Construction Incorporated. And what we need to do this evening is to select a contractor for installing the new system, actually removing the old system in Linton Park, installing the new system in Linton Park, and a replacement ladder piece at Brian Gregg. So the three quotes that John was able to obtain were the Park Constructors Corporation quote dated December 15th, which is a cost of $3,700 for installation of the play unit and the ladder, and $950 for removal of I guess the upheaval, not the actual removal away, but the removal of the existing play unit in Linton Park. So that's a total of $4,650. The other two quotes are actually for installation only. We have an installation price from P. Corsetti Incorporated dated January 10th. This is a corporation in Mamaroneck, New York. Their total price for installation of the new unit is $5,400. And the other quote we have is from Whirl Construction Incorporated dated January 6th. They're located in Port Monmouth, New Jersey, and their price for installation of the play unit for Linton Park is $5,200. And John's recommendation was that we go with Park Constructors Corporation from Limerick for the price of $4,650. So can I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Well, go ahead.
Just one question, Joy. John had a note on the bottom of the page about the cost for LEC. Should we include that, or would that be a separate
I think we have to make that as a separate motion.
Okay.
Okay.
I just having a little bit of trouble because I didn't get the other bids. It gets back to a little bit on process. I mean, it's we had the packet that Mike provided with all the bids in front of us. We don't have the same thing, so I'm kind of looking at my phone here, trying to look at the bid.
Here, I have printed out here. No, they came this morning.
And ideally, it would be nice to have a bit ahead of time. And the motion is for which?
For the Park Constructors Corporation.
Well, Gerard's looking at this. Can I just ask the question? I think I know the answer, but is there an urgency to acting on this tonight?
Well, we got a call this morning that the piece of equipment is coming on Monday.
On the truck.
So that's a yes.
Yes, yes.
Barring the blizzard.
Oh, when it arrives.
Well, do we know, Marcia, when you spoke to I guess you spoke to the person from Park Constructors, right? Did he say that it was getting delivered here or to his shop?
He asked me for the location of the park.
So it's getting delivered to the park.
That was my...
Okay.
So are we going to secure it pending the installer coming down, or how? What?
The installer is actually, part of his bid is to take it off the
But they
truck.
told him it was being approved tonight. It really hadn't been approved yet.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I have to say that in regarding process, that this one has definitely been out of sync with process, because this Park Constructors, unfortunately, John's not here to speak to how this was all put together, and I actually have an email out to him to ask him what plan he had put in place before he left town. But that Park Constructors was expecting to be able to do the job, and the arrangement was, some kind of arrangement was put together that he was going to be able to unload the truck for us, because that was the problem, because if the equipment comes, where do we store it? And the delivery, apparently the freight service or whatever will not take it off the truck. And so the person would have, and then the question was, if it comes at another time, do we store it, where do we store it, and so on. So apparently John had put together a plan with this company to meet the truck and take it off. And I found this out in conversation last week when I was trying to clarify his bid. So I wanted to clarify whether the $950 was included in the $3,700, which it is not, is in addition to.
So not to belabor this, but so the contractor's going to meet this truck here.
Here. Take
And
everything off.
So he knows when it's being delivered.
He's the one that called this morning to say when it was being delivered.
Okay, that's a yes then, good.
Mike Curry was the one called. It's the one that you called. Or
We
spoke
called
to last
together,
week.
Mike Curry.
All right, so they're coordinating the whole delivery process from the sounds of it.
Yes.
Okay.
I've not talked to him before, but that's the impression I know.
So there's no need for council to move on this because they've already decided that they're going to do it, right? So,
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, but we told them we can't pay, we would need to approve the quotation.
okay. Thanks for lending me those.
Sure, okay. So we have been moved, and has it been seconded? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I second
You
it.
did second
Julie,
it,
question.
yeah.
So based on your conversations you spoke with the contractor?
Yeah.
With the proposed contractor and with John?
Not with
and
John.
Given,
Not with John. I
okay.
spoke with the contractor.
Given the exigency of the situation, do you recommend that we approve this motion based on your conversation with the
Yeah,
contractor and
yeah.
the tentative plans being in place?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
If I can just clarify, the impression I had, John came into the office before he went away, because Tina Leck has to be notified to get the dumpster on site to take the old equipment that's going to be taken away. And when he came in, the reason I think he was going with this one, because he had the three prices, and this was the lowest one. So he was trying to put everything in place. And he asked me to call Tina when we got the phone call about the delivery of the equipment, so that she could have it there whenever it was delivered. So knowing he was going to be away, he was trying to put everything in place. And I guess this was set up because he knew it was the lowest of the three prices.
Unfortunately, that works fine in industry, but does not work fine in a situation like
Well, I'm
this.
just saying, but he was
Right,
trying,
right.
even Tina's got to be called.
Right, so yeah, our next motion is going to be to approve the purchase of the dumpster, or the rental of the dumpster. So, all right, so that's where we are. Any further discussion? Okay. All right, so let's call the question on this one. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, so I'll be in touch tomorrow with Park Constructors Corporation and need to find out from Pat what kind of insurance information he needs to send over to us before he begins as well.
Well, the other problem too, which I said to Mike on the phone, assuming this was approved tonight, was that the arch climber thing
Yeah?
is up in the loft. Somebody moved it to the loft in the garage. And we're closed on Monday because of Martin Luther King Day. So I said, well, we've got some equipment that you're going to need to get, and we're not going to be here to get it for you.
Well, is John going to be back?
I don't know why. I emailed him at that point to say they called, and I had this whole list of questions. I said, what about this? What about that? And I hadn't gotten a response back from him before I left the office today, because I wasn't sure how they were going to get this climber.
Well, I think that's probably not going to be difficult for us to figure out, to be able to we need to get it down to a location and then be able to have someone
I
get
don't
it.
know if he talked to Ron or to Mike before he left. I didn't know.
No.
No.
We're all waiting for this, yeah. Okay, so we have to figure this process out tomorrow. Okay. Okay, the second item is, can I have a motion to approve the rental of a dumpster from LEC for an amount of $300? Do we know that that's the actual amount, Marcia?
I don't know.
Or 300?
I'll make the motion as a not to exceed $300.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Okay, if not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, so we've approved the LEC dumpster, we've approved the park constructors, and we'll see if we can figure out how to put this together.
I did ask this Mike Curry. I said, do you know when it's being, like a time frame? And he said he was told between 9 and noon. That's closest we got to the time frame. So.
Okay,